Howdy y'all, Moblex Lives. I think it's time to play a little 7 Days to Die. Alright, so I did make it back to my base. I don't really remember how last episode ended. Looks like I need to run over and get some more water. Seeing as how this is my last water. Oh, I was forging iron, right. I do have a ton of iron hanging out in here, though. Where did it go? What does it look like now? Oh, I guess it's not a ton. It's 33. Never mind. I'm going to have to wait until till later. You can see, though, that I did repair the knuckles and the pickaxe. They don't take raw materials anymore. They take at least in this version, they take a repair kit. So I did have to run a repair kit on both of those, which makes duct tape even more important. Can never have too much duct tape, that's for sure. Nothing in there. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of bottles, which I feel is an issue, and it's so far to water. The you need blueprints, I guess, to make things like the forge. So we're definitely gonna have to look for blueprints. I know we haven't searched too much of the little town there yet. I have a tendency to stay out of buildings until I get a little more oomph, but I think we should look for stores. Oh, it's so far out here. And see. You know what I want to check is mechanical parts, handlebars, chassis, schematics, handlebar schematics. Yep. All right. So we're gonna have to get some schematics for things, and I definitely don't have schematics. I don't know where they come from. I don't know anything about them. I still haven't read any patch notes. So I am gonna have to hunt down schematics for those kind of things. I already searched that one. But yep, first off here, I do want to go ahead and grab some water as soon as I figure out where these little tiny piles of water are. I guess I'm probably going to have to choose a new... Well, you know, once you get enough jars going... Oh, that's a little bigger than I remember being out here last time. I must have missed this one. I mean, it's not big by any means, but what you gonna do? Actually, it really looks like... Well, we'll head west today and see what we can see in town here. Yeah, I been watching Bleach upstairs with my nephew the last couple of hours, waiting for everybody to get home. He gets dropped off after school sometimes, and then I'm the only one here. But on Mondays, I've got my gaming group. So we play from 4 to 7 on Mondays and Thursdays. Right now we're playing Dying Light, and we're probably going to start Remnant from the Ashes here pretty quick. I mean, we're not done with Dying Light. We're just going to alternate days, and we'll have a day with Dying Light and a day with Remnant from the Ashes. At least until we see if we like Remnant from the Ashes or not. I don't know. I haven't played it yet. I just got it installed and I haven't done anything with it. But so yeah, he's up there watching like Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff, and then I can't stand Yu-Gi-Oh. So when I came up to make dinner tonight after we were done with our group, I made him change it to Bleach, and I never finished that show, but he seems to like it, and I know I like it. We're not very far in, like episode what? I think we got to episode 14 or something, 15 tonight. We just started watching it not too long ago. Um, but yeah, I watched the first episode of the new Watchmen series last night. I don't know what to think about it. It's so bizarre. I mean, if you know anything about Watchmen, Watchmen's basically a spoilers comic book slash movie series um, about what's that? About a man deciding he's smarter than every. Oh, it's water. Nice. There's a little bit of water here. Looks like there's some over the hill here too. This will make my life a little easier if I can find various water patches. Yeah, this is. You know, I thought I'd have to move, but this is looking pretty good here. This is a substantial amount of water. It's the first substantial amount of water I've seen since we. Where did you come from? And so he decides that he is going to create a um, outside force to attack Earth and force all of Earth to band together and stop fighting each other before they destroy the planet. And and so as the former masked vigilantes discover what's going on, he basically kills one of them and then tries to destroy the other ones. And and so I'm a huge fan of the one character, Rorschach, and I have to say that I am not thrilled with what they're doing with Rorschach's memory, I guess, in this new series. I mean, it's hard to tell. It's the first episode was so weird. It's hard to tell what the feel of the show even is at this point. And I honestly am not sure that I liked it. Even now, a day later, that I had time to kind of let it sit, you know, I still don't know if I like it. It was a little weird and didn't really seem like Watchmen, other than the occasional Easter egg, I guess, related to Watchmen that were in the show. I mean, to be fair, Watchmen takes place in the 80s, and so the show takes place in 2019, and so there are some differences. obviously, over that period of time, have taken things have happened, but I I know it's only been one episode, so I mean, obviously, I need to. The iron shovel is weird looking. I need to give it a little more time to even decide what the show is about. Um, but like, Watchmen's called Watchmen because it's who watches the Watchers, right? So uh, it's uh, it's they have these superpowered beings, but who's capable of? Well, they have a superpowered being, uh, Doctor Manhattan, and he's also part of the storyline. But most of the storyline is about that guy um, trying to force humanity together, and so they don't really have superpowered beings in the Watchmen universe, other than that one, as far as I'm aware, and so they're just masked vigilantes, right? They're only, you know, like in the Watchmen, other than my favorite character, even he had some special stuff for his costume, but they were at least neat looking, and this feels more like if you ever watched the Umbrella Academy, and they had some assassins in there who wore costumes. It feels more like that. I mean, they literally have a dude they call Panda in the show, and he is wearing a panda head, like a big furry panda head, and um, man, this is a. Remember how I said I didn't have enough bottles? I definitely am going the opposite direction of that now. But I don't know. It's his like the panda guy's head was all filthy, and he only wore a panda head. Like he was dressed like a normal person, and so it's really bizarre. Like the show focuses on the police officers who have become masked because people attacked, I guess, police officers in their own homes. And so they passed a law that police officers are now masked. And so they hide uh, the fact that they're police officers. And I hear you. Oh, it's a big guy. And so they all wear this like yellow mask, but then they also have like masked vigilante style police officers, which and their costumes are terrible. I don't. Uh, not the one character. Her costume is pretty slick, but like they got a dude called the Red Terror, I think, or something like that, and he's wearing a ratty old. I mean, he's all dressed in red, but he's wearing a ratty old ski mask as his costume, and he's like eating while wearing this mask through half the show, or like they got this other guy. I don't even know what if they gave him a name, but they basically. Oh, you know what? I might could use the cloth that that's made out of. And so he wears like this silver cloth, um, which has a really cool effect in one of the scenes, but it's still not. It's not really up to par. Oh, I went the wrong way. Dang it, I can't hit her. Okay, let's get over here. Man, I need to get me some spike knuckles. Oh, dang, I was hoping he'd go down before. There we go. I love these. I love these knuckles. They are so much better than the terrible club I was using. Like maybe later I'll get a good club, but man. I mean, I have longer range than this zombie, or else he's not attacking me. And so like. Like there's nothing in that first episode that even requires there to be for it to be set in the Watchmen universe. Like nothing they did. What am I wearing for pants now? I've got denim pants on. I still don't know what those sewing kits are for. I need to figure that out. And so you know it's a little disappointing to be such a step away from what the original show or original series was about, to be this weird like you don't like I don't know, like I was trying to think of something I've seen like okay, I wouldn't take like It, right? And then call it Godzilla and then show one frame basically of Godzilla and then go on with the movie It and just still call it Godzilla, right? That doesn't make any sense. And that's basically what this first episode was like. They showed Dr. Manhattan, and the police had some of the technology of one of the characters, whose name escapes me at the moment. And in the background, they kept showing that they were about to have this TV show that was going to tell about the original American superhero team, the Minutemen. But yeah, the show really doesn't feel to me like Watchmen, and I guess the one thing that really upset me was that Rorschach is my favorite character, and so they basically said that his mask is dang it, I forgot about these guys. They said that his mask is basically the symbol for white supremacists in this show, because that's what the show is. That's what the first episode of the show is about: is racism and attacks on police. And that was the entire theme of the first show, and it had nothing to do with mass vigilantes. It had nothing to do with Dr. Manhattan. They vaguely had a nod in one scene, maybe two scenes, to the outside threat that was created. They mentioned a couple of the characters from the series, but none of it had anything to do with anything that was like a real theme from the. Oh no, my bed is not down. No, my bed is down. Did I not say spawn on my bed? I mean, I guess this is fine. King of Law? Toilets to go? I was kind of hoping to find a bookstore. Let's go unload though, because I do have a bunch of stuff, and since I died anyways, I might as well swing around the back here and throw this in. I was hoping to find some schematics in there. I guess that's not necessarily a place for schematics. Maybe bookstores are my best bet. Cornbread recipe. Oh. I didn't even realize that I had found a recipe. I need to be carrying those. Dump that. That's broken, so let's just dump that in there. I don't need either of those. And then we'll want to put this in my fireplace. Shoot, did I put all my water in here? No, it's on my hotbar. I lost it. I couldn't find it. Alright, we'll just let that run. But yeah, I don't know. It was like I said, it was all about racism and attacks on police, and there was like one scene I guess that wasn't that. Um, it does look like when they after the credits are like this season on Watchmen, the kind of thing. Did look more like what I would have expected, but I don't understand the point of this first episode, and so it doesn't fit into the Watchmen world that I understand. And as someone who not only has read the comic series a couple of times, but I've also read all the new series that have been based off of it. I've seen the movie a couple of times, multiple versions of it. I feel like I have a pretty good handle on the Watchmen's universe, and this just doesn't feel like it fits. At least not this first episode. Later, they show other stuff, in the coming up section at the end after the credits. That does seem more like the Watchmen. Multiple people saying they've got ways to save humanity and plans that they're enacting, and they show like the FBI being involved. I don't know if that's really Watchmen-esque, but more so than a bunch of dirty cops. I don't mean like dirty like crooked. I mean like they were dirty. Like they needed to go clean their clothes dirty. Um, it was really weird because they've got all these officers right sitting there, and they're all dressed in their nice uniforms, and they're all wearing these yellow masks so you can't see their faces. And then smattered amongst that are like 4 or 5 costume vigilante style police officers. Um, and man, those guys just they were not clean, and I don't know, they just it was weird. It was so weird, and I don't know what they were trying to do. All right, well, I didn't see a place here with um, books, so we'll head over to that other section that I can see on my map. There's another hardware there. I did get a recipe, so I mean that's better than nothing. I do like that they've gone back to recipes. Maybe I actually preferred that to the everything just comes from spending your point. Oh, speaking of spending points, I got points to spend. Ooh, another pickaxe. And what's that little symbol on there? I don't know. Nothing. Scrap it. Let's see here. I am really punching people. So does clubs? It's under agility, I think, right? No, it's under right here. Flurry of blows. Nope. Well, it's not run and gun. Okay, let me take a look at this then. Wow. What, this is what I'm trying to do. What is this? Repair with a repair kit. Scrap to iron. Protect your hands and put some weight into those swings. But what is it? I don't know what it is. Okay, well, it's not Deadeye or anything like that. Increases strength raises the headshot bonus and dismemberment chances with shotguns, clubs, and sledgehammers. Oh, here we go. The Brawler. Learn martial arts and use your fist to stun, knock down, disarm, and ragdoll your opponents. Yep. Bully. Tired of being bullied by the undead? Zombies can't bite if you knock their teeth out. Craft quality 2 poor knuckled weapons and deal 10% more damage with fists. Punches the head negate infection ability. Unlocks the iron knuckles while crafting. Alright. Sweet. I am now a brawler. Ooh, stop hitting that button. Does that mean that higher levels unlock other things? Doesn't say, but I'm gonna go with punches. I think for my melee, I like the feel of it, so it's definitely not something I normally do. I also don't do blades, which might be something I should try out one time. But I don't know. I like the feel of the punching at the moment, so I might stick with that. But yeah, it angers me that they have made Rorschach's mask the symbol of the white supremacist, because it doesn't make any sense. Is the thing like why? Like Rorschach is this character who they told all the masked people to unmask, and he refused, and he went into hiding. and he's violent. He is um, he's not a hero. He's an anti-hero, which I'm kind of a fan of. Like the Punisher, uh, without guns. And so he uh, uh, he spends his time in the comics um, building a journal about what is going on, and then it gets mailed out, and that's how they know what has happened. But they got like this thing where he comes across a child killer and in the movie, and he kills that guy, and then they put him in jail for it. But I really, there's a point in there where he's like so frustrated by what's going on, and they he talks about how they tried to help people and the people wouldn't listen, and so the next time when everyone comes and screams for help, uh, that he'll simply say no, and so the white supremacists in the show quote that, and they wear his mask, and I'm like, that's not who he was. I don't understand. Like, why would you do that to my favorite character? Uh, like the comedian is obviously the comedian is one of the characters in the original one. He's obviously your best choice for that kind of stuff, I think. Actually, one of them might have been a racist in the original Watchmen. I don't know what that was, but somebody just spilt something all over the floor upstairs. Alright, well, I think this is where I'm going to call it for tonight. Uh, but yeah, hopefully we get a chance to play D&D again this week. I would like to get closer to Dracula's castle. We're actually in the castle when we finished last week. Oh, is she dead? I totally wasn't paying attention. I'm more powerful because of the point in Brawler. I wasn't expecting it. And so I'd like to see where that, if we can get a good chunk into that this week. Maybe even finish. I don't know. It depends on our DM. We're really down to. He keeps telling us these. Oh, dude! I just took that thing's head right off. He keeps telling us how he doesn't want us to search the entire castle, and then he tells us that it's going to take us a long time because there's so many rooms in the castle. And then he's like telling the one guy maybe the whole thing will end last week, which it very well could have if he'd allowed us to fight, but he wouldn't let us fight. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. I was also just quick before I go. I know I've got my couple of D&D games that I'm running, but nobody's responding anymore, and so I'm seriously considering asking who still wants to play for real in the game, and then wait a couple of days for a response in the game, so that those people who don't actually ever check the game are just not going to play anymore, because I'm going to kick them out and take over their characters, I guess. Ooh, daycare. Definitely have to check the daycare next time because it's usually a good source of books. So, click like if you like, subscription, catch the next one, and I will talk to you later.